Welcome to African Superstory, a powerful space where African histories, cultures, and heritage come alive. Please, we love to hear from you. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Oklahoma student, 1,921 meant nothing, a blank year, a collective amnesia enforced by the state. But history has a way of leaking through the floorboards. In the early morning hours of June 1st, 1,921, the city of Tulsa wasn't just a site of civil unrest. It was a laboratory for a new kind of American warfare. Local power turned inward, against its own people. Black Wall Street's swift, brutal erasure, a 1,921 nightmare. To understand why Greenwood had to be destroyed, you have to understand what it represented. In 1921, Oklahoma was a young state, a frontier of oil and black gold. But while the rest of the South was strangling under the noose of Jim Crow, Greenwood was breathing. It was founded by O.W. Gurley, a wealthy black landowner who purchased 40 acres of land in 1906. His vision was radical, a place where black dollars would never leave black hands. And it worked. By 1921, it was estimated that every dollar spent in Greenwood circulated 19 times within the community before ever leaving. The district boasted 191 businesses. We're talking about more than just grocery stores. We're talking about the Dreamland Theater, a 750-seat brick palace, Stratford Hotel, dining, papers, hospital, library, but there was a shadow growing over this success. Tulsa was a powder keg of status anxiety. Just a few miles away, white Tulsans lived in Hoovervilles and shanties, struggling as the post-WWI oil boom slowed. They looked across the tracks and saw black men owning private planes and black women wearing furs. To a mind warped by the ideology of the era, this wasn't just success. It was an act of aggression. Dick Rowland, 19, entered to use the top-floor black restroom. To get there, he had to use the elevator. The operator was Sarah Page. Rowland tripped, grabbed Page. She screamed, "History!" A clerk in the lobby called the police. By the next morning, the Tulsa Tribune had turned a misunderstanding into a rape. Mob of whites, 2,000 strong, at courthouse, demanding Rowland. This is the turning point that distinguishes Tulsa from other massacres. Black vets marched, fresh from war, not rioting. They were there to uphold the law. They offered their services to the sheriff to protect the prisoner. The sheriff refused. Rifles sparked mob fury. A veteran's pistol seized. Then a shot. Sunset saw the mob retreat toward the tracks. Conflict morphed. Arming. A new paramilitary phase bloomed. Police armed the mob. Badges, weapons issued. These men were now agents of the state, given a license to kill. Phase 2. Aerial reconnaissance. As dawn broke on June 1st, witnesses reported a buzzing sound from the sky. 16 Janus soared, owned by oilmen in the company. Bombs fell, igniting Greenwood's wooden roofs. Forced foes out, blockade with fire. Machine guns on Standpipe Hill, awaiting the chaos. These were likely M1917 Browning heavy machine guns. Rhythmic fire raked Greenwood streets. Death awaited all. At 9:15 a.m., The Oklahoma National Guard arrived from Oklahoma City. The residents of Greenwood thought the cavalry had arrived. They were wrong. The Guard did not engage the mob. Blacks were enemy, swept, interned, caged, gunpoint march, shot resistors, tagged like cattle. Camps held 6,000, mob followed, looting. Women plundered mansions, seizing silver, furs, victrolas. Once the valuables were gone, they applied the torch. By the time the fires burned out, 1,256 houses were gone. Every single church, school, and business in Greenwood was a pile of ash. The Black Empire had been liquidated. Tulsa's streets were scrubbed, but history was erased. The Tulsa Tribune removed the Lynch Negro Tonight editorial from its bound volumes. The police department lost the records of the deputized men. And the bodies? The official count was 36, but the Red Cross estimated 300. Where do 300 bodies go? For 100 years, rumors persisted of mass graves at Oak Lawn Cemetery. City hid crimes. Mass graves confirmed in 2021. Perhaps the most invisible part of the apocalypse was the economic theft. Insurance companies denied every claim, citing the riot clause. The city then passed a new building code, requiring all new buildings to be made of expensive fireproof brick, specifically to prevent the impoverished survivors from rebuilding their wooden homes. Greenwood vanished, a weapon's cruel triumph. 75 years passed. A president finally visited. But you cannot kill a spirit with fire. Today, Greenwood is rebuilding not as a ghost, but as a testament. Black Wall Street's story turned a resilient page. History is not just what happened. It is what we choose to remember. And today, we remember Greenwood. If you believe these stories deserve to be told, subscribe and share this video. Let's make sure the blank pages of history are filled in, one story at a time. I'll see you in the next chapter.
Thank you for watching African Super Story, where Africa speaks and the world listens. If you felt the power of our past, if you heard truth between the lines, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Every week, we uncover more tales, more heroes, more wisdom from the heart of the continent. Because Africa isn't just history. Africa is the story. Stay proud. Stay curious. Stay connected. And until next time, walk in truth.